Hi Virgo, welcome to your reading for January 2020. This is for Virgo Sun, Moon, or Rising. These for, you may have planets in the sign of Virgo. You may be in love with a Virgo. A Virgo is in love with you. A Virgo is in love with you. Or you were intuitively guided to the channel or to this actual video. So thank you. Thank you for trusting your intuition. Thank you for everyone coming to my reading. I appreciate it. And I hope you find your messages here. I feel you will. So we're going to go ahead and just get into it. So we're going to use the Good Tarot. I'm going to go ahead and give it a couple shuffles. I always pre-shuffle the majority of my decks, just in case, because I never know what deck I'm going to go to. But I also like to shuffle with you online with me. Alright, my loves, so just make sure you get yourself nice and calm. And let's begin. Let's begin. Virgo. As many of you know, I'm also Virgo, Virgo Sun. Okay, well. We have the Page of Cups, opening the reading. We have the World, Major Arcana. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Two major arcanas. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Swords. You know, we have the Four of Wands here, which talks about really a beautiful relationship, I feel. It talks about a commitment that two people are willing to make. And, you know, it is the energy of unconditional love. And it's not talking the talk, it's walking the walk of unconditional love. And I do feel like there has been, or there is right now, some, you know, maybe some conflict going on between these two people. And I feel like it's a lot of verbal, you know, fights, how we talk to each other, or how we did talk to each other. She's looking right up at that Four of Wands. And it's funny because Four of Wands is looking right down. When I get in my new location, I'm going to see if I can, well, as I save money too, I want to buy a better system, but I want to bring the camera down on the card, so that's to come. Anyway, they're looking at each other. It's almost like they're conversing with each other, kind of ignoring the energy around them. And I don't know, I feel like for someone also, you know, you may have lost someone, and I feel like, how do I say this? I want to say the word, like I feel like I'm cursing them. Maybe I'm just cursing the heavens. I feel like I'm angry and, you know, like why and that type of thing. I feel like I have both energies. I feel like if I'm talking to you right now, I feel like you probably lost a spouse, or it doesn't have to be a spouse. but it's someone, where there was a commitment on from both ends. And um, whether this is in the heavens or whether this is actually happening in person, it is here. But I just have to say, the one thing I feel in this energy is neither one is thinking, is questioning their love for each other. But I feel like someone is trying to figure this situation out. So trying to learn about, or should I even spend the time to figure something out, that where another just seems to be angry. Now, it's either two people in this where the verbal communication is, I kind of want to say nasty. We're coming from our worst selves within this. But again, I'm not questioning the love. Doesn't mean that all kind of negative things can't happen around it. It certainly can. I can love someone and just think this is too much. This is too much. Everything else that surrounds this love is too much for me, and make the choice to leave that, right? Doesn't mean I necessarily no longer love the person. So I'm not sure. I'm getting a few different things there. All right, let's keep going. Excuse me, carbon flying. Two cards. We have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands coming right under the wheel. And then we have the Sun card. Card of Leo. This is the card of illumination. This is the card of feeling good again. Feeling young again. Energy of rebirth, right? Allowing myself. This is coming from my childlike energy. And maybe not so much from my seriousness of the swords, right? This is a different type of energy. But it's the illumination over it. Some of you, it's like, I want to move. You may be having this argument with your other person, like, I want to move to a sunnier location. I want to move where the sun is shining, because there is a lot of cloudiness here. So maybe I live in a cold environment. Maybe I want to move by the water. And, you have opposition coming from that. Whoever wants to move to this location, I feel like you're the one who has the opposition of someone not wanting to do that. Someone may also be thinking about moving away for school, and it's in a sunnier location. I'm really seeing the sun over here, not just illumination, but I'm seeing it as a location too, as like a weather system. And I do feel like it's, it's just somebody's dream. I lived in the Northeast all my life, and I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. So, and then I have the energy of a question over here, questioning if I should do something. Maybe you are thinking of doing it alone, going it alone. And maybe what you're thinking, I go it alone, and hopefully eventually this person will follow, which I think you may be right. I do think you may be right. Okay, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. We have the Page of Swords. So this is wanting to learn the truth of something. I want to know what the truth is here. Like, I want to know. It's funny because Sam and I were talking this morning, and we were talking just about God and everything. And, I always come to him because, this guy knows his Bible. He's not a Bible pusher. Don't get me wrong. But he knows, right? He knows the word of God and everything. And so I often come to him with my questions. And I think that's another reason why he was put in place for me. But I come to him with the big questions, like I always tell him, like, just cut out the bullshit, cut out the fluff, and give me direct answers. That's what I tell them I want from God. I want direct answers, right? And so, and I'm saying that because I feel that from this. Now, I'm not saying it's relating to me, my experience and what I just went through. For some of you, you're going to relate to it, but it is seeking the truth. Look at that. We have the star underneath that card of Aquarius. This is also the card that speaks about our dreams. And, if we want to call them dreams, in the connection and how we go about, right? How we go about that connection. This is about hope. It's funny, I was just talking about the big questions I asked Sam about God. And, and we talked about belief and hope and all that. And this is that energy. It's just feeling that connection. This is knowing to truly manifest, my dreams. It's the connection of above and below, right? It's all of that. So, anyway, some of you want the truth. You're seeking it. You're seeking something, some type of truth. Maybe seeking, it can be the energy of an apology also. Let's go ahead and say that. It can be someone thinking, in the thought process of, I should apologize, I want to apologize. Maybe they haven't yet, or maybe you haven't yet, but I do feel like for some of you it's also about that. Okay, let's bring out our clarifiers. And I think I'm going to use the Cosmic Tarot. Look at the bottom of the deck. Four of Wands. Four of Wands here. So, I know Virgo doesn't always want to talk about love and relationships. And I get that because I'm also a Virgo. But it's just showing me that there is this connection out there. That you guys, that many of you watching already have some type of connection. So, we'll see. Oh, it just feels so heavy, like, boom. You just feel light as a feather, boom. Speaking of feathers, I'm seeing feathers all through the Ten of Swords card, and, it could certainly be that energy again of, I don't know, I feel like for someone, I do feel like, whether you're talking to God, you're talking to your own God, or whether you're talking to a loved one you lost, I feel like you're coming to them, maybe even a little aggressive, like, I want to know why, I want to know, I want to know the truth of the matter, right? I want to know why maybe you had to go, and I want to, all those questions. And I don't feel like you're in a very calm state of mind. So, you're asking the questions, but I don't know that you'll hear them because of where your state of mind is. So, we have to remember that we have to learn to be able to calm ourselves in every type of situation, to really connect, right? It's about connecting. You're asking these questions, and I feel like you're going to receive the answer. But what what you need to do is just calm yourself down a little. Calm yourself down. And the answers may come in many different ways. For someone, it's going to be through music. I often hear the third song. And I go by that rule because I listen to my music often, and I put my headphones on. I like it with my headphones on. And I feel like every time I listen to the third song, I know it's a message. But I feel like the ones beforehand are too. So Spirit takes the opportunity to send you messages that way. So pay attention. Sometimes it's the best way to receive until you can calm yourself down. Pay attention to the synchronicities that you're seeing within names and numbers. Particularly, I feel for someone who's like from the TV. Okay, you may have been wondering, like, you may look at it and be like, oh man, I keep seeing their name, I keep seeing her name, or I keep seeing, a number that makes you think of their birthday. I keep seeing it. And you're like, it must be a sign, but then you allow yourself to talk yourself out of that. It is a sign. And then, when you get that sign, I feel like the next step is saying, okay, so you gave me this information. Now, what do you want me? What should I do with it? Like, is this, maybe I'm seeing someone's name all the time, and I mean, I really pay attention. I'm really aware, especially with numbers, because I'm really learning more. Like, I'm trying to learn more and more about numerology now. So I really pay attention to numbers I see. Those that spark my interest, that is. Anyway, so what do I do? What do I do with this information that I'm receiving? I keep seeing the name, but what is it asking me to do? Well, this is another time when you want to find yourself in a quiet state. And I want to say, I feel like some of you already have, that you're getting the answers, but then you deny them. You get them, and then you deny them. You get them, you get a little excited, and then you deny them. Right? Where is that coming from? It's coming from fear. It's coming from the human condition. And they'll keep coming. They're not going to go away. They'll keep coming. Unless maybe, whatever it may be asking, perhaps, out of your own free will, let's say there's a person, okay? Let's say David. I keep seeing David's name, and, one time I loved David, and I don't really know David, by the way. And one time I loved David, and, for whatever the reason, we broke up. We split. I already know what kind of connection was here, what was the potential. Let's put it that way, the potential, and some of it lived, some of it realized. Anyway, what was my point? Oh, so, maybe David reveals that he's in love with me or something, and so I have that, right? But then there's Johnny over here, and Johnny says the same thing to me. So now I'm in a decision mode, right? It's only my choice. No one else can make it for me. It is my free will. And then my free will decision will determine which path then opens up. Will it be with David? Will it be with Johnny? But, my decision then affects Johnny and affects David, and so forth and so on. What's my point? What is my point? I don't know. I don't know what my point is, unless I've already made it. I just noticed the Hermit on the bottom of the deck. Card of Virgo. Alright, we have the Five of Wands. So that's like energy. That's like attracting like. We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Prince of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Possibility of younger energy. It doesn't have to be a lot younger, but I don't know. I kind of feel like anyway, so someone who is younger than you can be a child. This can also be of an earlier time, though, too. And I find many times that's what it is. It's of an earlier time. But we'll see. And then I have Temperance, which is coming over the Four of Wands, which I kind of love. Probably two of my favorite cards now. Okay, so let's look at this. Or should I? No, let's take a moment and let's look at what we have, and then we'll add the rest. Okay, so I have Temperance coming out. Temperance, we have to look at Temperance first. It's the major arcana. It's the where we need to start, right? Temperance talks about having patience over something, patience over a relationship, patience within that. It talks about the balance needed. It's a little bit of the Chariot, I find. Like, it's a little bit of I need to balance the masculine and the feminine. And it's, to me, sometimes the universe saying, sweetie, we can bring something in, but we're waiting on you, right? We're waiting on you to make a decision on which choice, which path you want to open up, right? We're not going to open them both. Which one you want to go? I have 2 10s here. And I don't know who would want to go into the Ten of Swords unless I want to become an attorney or someone who speaks up for others. And some of you, that's exactly what it is. You want to, in your heart of hearts, you want to be an attorney. You want to represent those who can't represent themselves. Some of you, this may be exactly what you're going to school for. And again, you're probably leaving where you're at. And I feel like cold weather going into warm weather. Maybe someone would even call it paradise. And by the way, we have the Ace of Wands here, so this isn't even so much this is the action of yes. This is the action of go. This is the action of allowing the portal of the world, the world, which is your next chapter, to open up, right? Open up. Temperance over here with the Page of Cups. This could also be the universe is saying, we want to bring in this type of relationship. This Four of Wands is after the world, so we know that, the next chapter, this could be talking about January itself, right? The new year. It opens up, and, part of what's on the journey is the Four of Wands. Well, I kind of love that. I kind of love that. So we have to then go back to this Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups. What could Temperance be talking about between these two? Well, this is about self-love. This is about self-understanding. This is about not letting emotions halter me in any way. It comes against this Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands is, it just looks like two people who are skilled at what they do and going into like a competition. Some of you, that may be exactly what you want to do. Again, the energy of competition, being around people who are like you versus people who aren't like you, right? I'm moving into a period where it's like healthy debates, right? We can have healthy debates instead of someone where it's like all my opinion, right? I'm opening up to a world here. And what follows is the Nine of Cups. That's why I know the Five of Wands is not really talking about the fighting, the ego type fighting here, because the Nine of Cups is attached to it. So I know this is something that I want. I know this is something that will bring me joy. I know it's something that definitely bring me balance too. So I kind of feel over here, Temperance is like, and I say this all the time, but it's always not about the universe. We're waiting on the universe, please. Sometimes the universe is waiting on us. We have the wheel right next to that. This is action. This is movement. This is destiny. I'm seeing in the wheel, I'm seeing like this person just peeking, right? A little peek of what's next. A peek of what's to enter, right? What is my destiny? So maybe we are getting a little peek at that. And maybe it's just a peek to get then movement. Ace of Wands, I'm moving, baby. The passion within me is what's moving me now. And I kind of love that the sun is attached to that. That's really beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. By the way, Temperance is the card of Sagittarius. I don't know if I said that. Well, so many cards, but they came face up. I am going to take them. Might just tell us a quick story. We'll see. We have the Six of Cups. This is, I don't know why I keep saying Six of Cups is the energy of someone from our past. It's the energy of happy memories, right? Even if I have fought with this person, what have you, this is someone who I clearly still hold in my heart. Maybe I would call them the love of my life. They would call me the love of their life. Doesn't mean we were together again, but doesn't mean I can't recognize what someone felt in my lifetime. This person's coming over the wheel, and I'm always leery in a Virgo reading because I know a lot of Virgos like, I always talk about someone from the past. Well, I'm not going to deny it either, though, okay, because it is here, and it's coming up as quite a beautiful energy. Temperance is also standing next to the Six of Cups, so part of what it takes to bring something together. It's not just about us, right? Maybe we've been in the energy of self-love, but it takes two, right? Two to tango. And we want both partners eye to eye. Both partners eye to eye. Like-minded, right? We want you like-minded this time. Coming from the same place. Coming from... recognition of the other. And I already feel like like Temperance doesn't have to remind us about that. We know. Okay, let's see what else we have here. The Magician. Here's the Ten of Swords back again. The Emperor, card of Aries. The Ace of Swords. The Six of Swords. I'm just wondering, we have the Ace of Swords coming over the Ten of Swords here. And earlier I felt like someone may be coming in to apologize, or, vice versa. And I do feel like it's over, words that I've used, the way that I expressed myself, and probably coming on way too strong, feeling a little like I get out of control. And I do feel like someone apologizes for that. That means that they've had recognition over it. And maybe this is another thing. Temperance is saying, listen, it takes time to put together the perfect plan for you, right? The perfect plan. And it takes two people to recognize their part, right? Because now, if we come back together here, because I do the two, so maybe you do, right? Maybe, but it's a choice, okay? So if I choose, yes, this is about the universe saying, now you're eye to eye. Now you're on the same level. You're on the same wavelength, we could say. And before you just weren't. Now maybe that means you weren't because one wanted to go this direction, right? Like I wanted to do this, so the other one's like, well, I didn't want to get married till I was 35. I wanted to be I wanted to party hard until then. So it's just two people were on a different wavelength. But we open with you now being on that same wavelength for whatever the reason. We have the Chariot, card of Cancer. We have the Princess of Wands. She's a girl of action. And we have the King of Cups. It's weird how I laid this out. Let me see why I laid them out this way. So I feel like the person who may be coming in, I hate to narrow it down this much because I feel like I'm narrowing it too much when I say could certainly be this King of Cups. Again, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. They may be the person coming in with an apology, with a realization. That's why they're apologizing, because they've had the realization. And I felt earlier of maybe just recognizing, you were the one, they were the one for you. So let's look over here. Okay. So here's what I think is going to happen. Well, here's a potential of what could happen. I feel like, again, someone comes in and says, Dear Virgo, I'm so sorry. I saw my ways. Maybe I was made to see my ways. Maybe I had experienced a little karma myself, which showed me what I've done to you. Right? I had experience through another person, and I did. So there's a recognition, but there is a recognition deep within. So these just don't feel like words to me. This feels like someone who had some type of an experience, and as they were getting out of that experience, they had a realization of the purpose of that. Maybe not when they were in it. Now, that could have been connecting, you're right, connecting with someone else, for whatever the reason, and then, so maybe they marry, or they live together, and then that relationship goes downhill quickly. And maybe because the action they used to give to you, this new partner that they've chosen, now gives to them. So they directly experience the same way that they used to be with you back to them. And by the way, I don't know if I want to say just to you. I feel like probably to, because I feel like if I'm a teenager, I was probably this way with my parents too. Maybe I had a bad temper. That may be it. I had a bad temper. But anyway, so they had that aggravation come right back to them, and I feel like this is what allows them to have the awareness, right? The illumination over here. Because right next to that is the Ace of Wands. So this is someone who is doing this apology with purpose. Not just to come in and clear their mind, clear their heart. They want movement after this apology. I'm sorry. I would love to give it another chance. Then I have the Six of Swords that follows that, and that is saying, yes, I will put my armor down. Yes, I am willing to try. This is not about, I don't, at this point, I don't know if I can do it or not, but I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm willing to let it go, right, and to rebuild, right. This is how I'm picking it up. I am not ready to say yes to a full-fledged relationship at this point, but I am willing to put down the past, right? This is definitely willing to put down the past. Feeling part of it is because, yeah, maybe you are my destined soulmate. Maybe you are. And then the Ace of Wands, this is the passion it's because of the passion I'm willing to put down this armor. Okay. So I have the Emperor over here, and I don't know, all of a sudden I feel like for someone else, you may have someone who was not ready to be a father, who is now becoming ready to be a father, who is now ready to move into the next chapter. This may be someone through college, and whatever the reason. It's funny, I have the Prince of Wands here, the Princess of Wands here, and I have the Emperor in between these two. And it feels like a father who sends out his two children, and two children who took totally two different paths. And I don't know why I'm even saying this right now, other than maybe this is just confirmation for someone, okay? I don't feel like I even need to tell a story around it, other than that energy is here. Okay. I have this Prince of Wands up here with the Nine of Cups behind him. I have the Princess of Wands down here with the Chariot behind her. Both of them moving into a very pleasant type of energy. The Nine of Cups is where this prince has been, okay? Moving into, well, where is he moving into? Commitment, partnership, right here. Temperance above it. Here it comes. Here it comes. It took time to get the two of you at that same level. Like, man, I get one of you going, and then, one of you ready over here, trying to get this one, and then when I finally get this one goes haywire again. It's been impossible, says the universe. Though nothing is impossible. So anyway, I do feel like, so this prince, the action of this prince, and I feel like what this is talking about is two people within the Six of Cups who were together at a younger time. And I feel like the Emperor is representing today's energy. The prince and the princess are representing back in the day, and the Emperor saying, we're at now, let's move into today's energy. Both these people having movement towards today. Okay, does that make sense? Um, so this is what I think could happen. I do feel like someone comes in and says, I apologize. I see my ways. And what's the best thing that can happen here? If you know that you had any part, it's a good time that also, again, I'm going to let it down, right? I'm just going to put it down. I'm going to let it out. I mean, what do I have to lose? Right? When I'm free and clear within myself, that is the way to live life. I'm holding on to too much. I'm holding on to past everything, regrets, sorrows, and wah, 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 wah. And I'm so heavily weighed. That's what the Ten of Swords is. I feel so weighed down by the world, right? But I feel weighed down by the world because I keep choosing to accept the energy of others, right? And that's what I got to learn to do. I got to learn to leave it, walk away from it, ignore it, center myself even in the midst of it. It's my responsibility to take care of me. And so anyway, and I feel like, so someone comes back and says, I want to apologize. And, right off the bat, I do feel like you question, will this person be like they were before? And that makes perfect sense, right? But I feel like the only way you find out is through the experience of. And taking it slow, but I don't feel like I have to tell you that. I feel like that's what you're going to do anyways. And hello, we're Virgos. I don't know. I don't need to rush. Okay, let's keep going. Now, I know some of you are also connected to the Aries because Aries is also connecting this next chapter. Let's come down to the Two of Pentacles. And let's look at more of these questions. I have the Four of Cups. I feel like that's the energy of someone being a little bored in their life now. You may have, I don't know if I want to say isolated yourself, but you may have spent some time alone. And I think you may be getting a little tired of that. So I may be tired of being alone. And this is one of the reasons why I would consider any love. Love, Ace of Cups. So this Ace of Cups is what we're looking at as should I. But that also means that it's arriving, right? But you seem to come with the energy of a little boredom around your life. And that may be, again, a deciding factor in whether I go forward or not. And I feel also, they're a little leery on my decision making, which tells me best thing to do there, again, is take it slow. Watch for the red flags. Don't create the red flags, right? Remember, if I'm going forward here, I was willing to put down my armor of the past and look at this as a new relationship. Allow us to rediscover each other. Here is the energy of rediscovering love, learning the truth about love, and we're looking at the Two of Pentacles here, and she's holding up she's got 2 pentacles, right? She's weighing her options, weighing my options here. This Ace of Pentacles in her right hand. I think it's right, might be left. Anyway, is up here, and this is how it was sitting with the Ace of Cups right like this. So you can see she's heavily weighing towards the Ace of Cups versus what's on the other side of that, the Four of Cups. So maybe one of the reasons why I may accept to move forward in this type of energy is because of a displeasure with my own life at this moment. Okay, but here's the Ace of Cups. So I know for some of you, this is what you are questioning or will be questioning. Have the Eight of Wands. When I see the Eight of Wands, I think all the time what I think about, I bring about. What I think about, I bring about. Sometimes I do that with purpose, and other times I may do it out of spite. I may use spiteful energy. The energy of wishing bad karma on others. That would be more of a spiteful, right? But nonetheless, so, it's weird because this Eight of Wands is coming right between the Four of Wands and the Ten of Swords. And it's like equal energy coming from both these cards. Equal energy going out into the atmosphere. So this may be a call to just look at what we're thinking about and what we may be trying to manifest, especially with the wheel here. And we had the Magician earlier too, so it is the energy of manifesting through ourselves. So it's almost like with this too, I make the choice of which energy I want to come from. Do I want to come from the Four of Wands, which is very like-minded, balanced type of energy? This is saying I want to be with, I'm going to be with you, and I'm going to be with you to the end, and then it just is, right? It just is. Or do I want to come from the Ten of Swords of what was, and you may come in and say I'm sorry, but then I'm going to shoot you down. I'm going to let you know about everything I experienced because of your actions. And it's going to be your choice. And I felt that over here of there's a chance this is met, right? This person is met with opposition coming from you. It's your choice. It just feels even here, almost like I don't know what you're going to do. There's the Prince of Cups. So this is someone who is coming in to make some type of offer. This is someone who comes in to hand the cup to you, right? The cup represents love. Whether the beginning page, the beginning to me, sometimes it's in thought form. But this is something that's about to have movement on, action. Especially now I see the Ace of Fire right below, right underneath this Prince. So this is someone who's motivated. This is someone who may come in with, they're coming in with cups. So they're coming in with a loving energy, but they're also coming in with passion and fortitude. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's what wanted to come out. Kind of like take no prisoner kind of thing. This person may have a plan together. They may have made a plan in their head. They may have made a physical plan too. So we'll see. We'll see. I think I'm going to take one more after him though. I mean, I love the energy, right? This is someone who wants to give you a cup. They're coming from the energy of the wheel, which is reading as destiny, and they're also coming from the energy of the Ace of Wands, which is passion and movement, action, intuitively moving. This is not someone who's thinking long and hard. I feel like they've already done that, and then the sun is attached to that. Oh my gosh. That's just quite beautiful energy. Look at this, the Prince of Pentacles. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So two princes side by side here. Water and Pentacles. You have the Seven of Swords. I wanted to see what their connection was. You have the Seven of Swords that connects them. First of all, it's very spiritual. I feel like this is also about someone who has laid down their old ways. Laid down their old ways. I feel like they went through a healing process. A lot of cards again. I'm going to take them. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the High Priestess. Four of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. Two of Pentacles. Question again. We have the Death card. Card of Scorpio. We have the Two of Wands. And we have Justice. Card of Libra. Card of Fairness and Balance. Karma. Paid off, right? It's now, I'm back at a balanced state. Two of Wands after that. I kind of like that. You know, this is, again, someone seeking a law degree, and, you know, you're wondering about location. There you go. I feel like your question has been answered. You know, still your choice. But I feel like, you know, the question has been answered. So I kind of would go for it. Okay, let me see what's going on here. So I can't make a choice here, right? I'm having a hard time deciding what I want to do. And, you know, I'm having a hard time because of previous action, because of previous things that were said, things that maybe have been done. And by the way, I feel like whatever I'm trying to make a decision about, you know, and I feel like there's someone else who may be wondering whether they should divorce or not. You know, no one can answer that but you, but it does show the action of that. You know, I think if we're coming from the right place, right, if we spent some time over here in the Page of Cups, then we have more confidence in knowing what to do. Should I leave someone? Should I not? I feel like in particular it is a divorce, and it may have you then, you know, your plan may be that I'm just going to move out of the house too. I know that's not for everyone. And, you know, okay. I feel like with someone's person of the past, this is someone who, listen, I feel like there were some major fights. I feel like there were some major fights, and I feel like one of the reasons could have been there a lot of drinking going on, whether it was both of you or just one. There was a lot of drinking, and the alcohol really played a number, because within that energy came insecurity and uncertainty of what someone else was doing. No, I don't know why I feel like for someone it was both of you, like a lot of drinking and then, you know, maybe a lot of flirting, and it just, you know, the relationship couldn't survive that energy. So the Tower probably came in. The Tower probably came in. And I want you to look at that, because I feel like if that was you, and again, I feel like alcohol is a big factor in this, and I feel like both of you no longer drink. Or if you do drink, it's very casually. Um, very casually. But I feel more about someone who no longer drinks. So that element has been eliminated. So this has potential again. It can be built again. But I have to be able to clarify it, face it, and then put it behind me. Close the door on it. Okay, especially the death card here too. Right, because and it's showing me pretty unstable energy back then. Communication and trusting each other, trusting one person. Um, so you're kind of making a decision from that energy, I should say, from that energy. Um, the Two of Pentacles is telling me you can figure this out. You can figure this out. And I feel like the answer has got to be taking it slow, right? Because there were a lot of insecurities from this relationship. And I feel like the best way for me is to take it slow, so I can see if the red flags come back out again. But yet, in the same time, I feel like, I don't know, I feel mm, like I don't want to give you my opinion. And I'm not sure if this is coming from my own opinion. Yeah, let's keep going. I think I'm going to bring out the Crystal Vision because we've used a lot of this deck. It's coming out in major messages, so I want to bring another deck out. Alright, let's move down to the bottom here. Well, I mean, we kind of already did, but I don't know. I feel like I want to go underneath the cards. I feel like this message is over. We have the Chariot. Again, we have the Chariot in that same position. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Six of Wands. So this is kind of beautiful, right? We have the Ten of Wands with the Six of Wands by its side. This is victory. Victory over what? Victory over what was right before it, right? This is a journey that was hard, but purposeful. Maybe not all of it, right? We filled a lot of it in with our own free will, but there was a lot of purpose to our previous journey. Some of us, this is, we were raising our family, and now, my children are raised, and it is the ability to start thinking about you and your goals, right? So this isn't looking at my past and being like, oh man, I'm just the unluckiest person in the world. My life sucks, blah, blah, blah. This is knowing that I've had a hard road and I've had some tough responsibilities, but I know the purpose of them. And I was willing, right? This is the energy of willing to go through this part of the journey. I feel like when we get to the end of this journey, we're tired, we're worn, and we need a moment. We need a moment of reflection and rest. I feel like rest is a big thing. Anyway, so we have the victory energy over that. This is the energy also of, people now agreeing with you instead of arguing with you, right? They now see your point of view versus the conflict of, you know, whatever. I know it's taken a long time to get to the stance of victory, though, for you. And what's feeding it all is the Chariot. So this is my balance and my understanding. So now I can take this Chariot wherever I want to go with it. Some of you are about to buy a new car because you feel like your old car is going to break down. You feel like it's taking you as far as it can take you. You may have been saving for money, but I feel like there's a car purchase in. I'm saying a purchase. I don't know. Maybe someone's giving you a car, but I feel like your car has bit the dust. We have the Knight of Wands. It came in reverse. You know, it's weird, but I feel like someone's trying to make a decision of whether I buy a Mustang or do I buy a responsible car. So part of me wants to buy like a sports car, and I'm feeling a Mustang in particular, or do I buy a more reliable type of car? I feel like I've had the reliable, and now I'm thinking of putting a little, you know, a little fire in it. You know, what I feel also is, if I was to look back at this relationship, another thing I could say about it is, you know, it burned away my passion. Like our arguing, our words, it burned, like our passion burned away. But there was still that little, it's like that little pilot light it doesn't go out, right? But the flame around it like died down. And it's directly connected to our communication. So that's why I stopped feeling a certain way. But it just died down. It didn't put it out. The Seven of Swords again. So Seven of Swords was that earlier. So, you know, clearly there was someone you just felt like you couldn't trust. Or vice versa. I couldn't trust him. The communication was shit. And by the way, let's say that you have no interest in taking someone back here. This is also about opening yourself up to the possibility of love. You know, you don't have to. Some of you, this is about, though, you know, you're wondering if you should move away to college. You're wondering if, you know, should I be an attorney? All that. And I'm getting, like, especially the Ace of Wands here, like, yes, yes, yes. I have the Devil, card of Capricorn. I feel like someone's saying, I'm tempted. I'm very tempted. Very, very tempted. I feel like I could say that this person's energy, like, it just pulls me in, right? They would pull me in. And, you know, now I don't know that that was a good thing. Right? But it's almost like I couldn't turn away from them. Even like the energy of, I made the choice to enter into their energy, which was a lower type energy, but you felt pulled Nine of Wands. Not only did you feel pulled to this person, like, and I am talking like, walking away must have been hell, because I can feel that connection, and I'm feeling that. But here's what I feel like. I feel like, you have the light and you have the dark, right? Sometimes we live in the light and sometimes we live in the dark. It's just the way it is. And I feel like, when we got together, listen, there's just a lot of partying and things that was with this relationship. There was just a lot of that type of energy. And I don't mean like where we just go out and have a drink or two. No, I mean, we go out, we have 30 beers, right? We have 30 beers and we get drunk, and and everything that comes from it. Listen, I had that back in my day, and everything that comes from that. This is the energy, and two people got pulled into it, right? So two people trying to navigate themselves in the midst of this dark. One may be looking at it as like, this is fun, and right, we're partying, we're with our friends, we're having a great time. But the other one's like, understanding that eventually we got to cut it out, right? We've got to be responsible. But nonetheless, being pulled down into that energy, yeah, definitely being pulled down into the energy. And I feel like another thing you may say is, I feel like I've known this person. I must have lived previous lives with this person, because I'm feeling it's that type of connection. I want to say that I feel like both of you have gone through quite a transformation. I know you have. So, we have to give this person the same opportunity. And listen, I know this is not for all of you. I already know that. And I know that if you hate someone from the past, that this isn't for you either. You can be mad. But there's, like I said earlier, there is a knowing of who someone is, right? It doesn't mean I have to commit my life to them. No. What you should do is, if this is what you truly want, is have them now make sure you both are of a higher energy, and the potential from that is everything. Right here we were in a lower energy. There's just no doubt about it to me. But yet, even through that, right, maybe our love was super strong, but it could not make it through this particular darkness. It just doesn't mean you weren't meant to go through that, though. Doesn't mean you didn't learn a great amount, okay? I'm not discrediting the journey. I'm just saying this is why, okay? It's for some. This is why. I want to take a card or two right over this lower energy, and I want to get advice from that point of view. I have the Six of Swords, and I have the King of Swords. And did I not see the King of Swords somewhere? Where'd he go? I thought I saw him. King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Six of Swords is exactly that energy of putting down my armor. It just is. It is the energy of putting away the swords, This is the energy of being in pretty icy conditions because of all that I carry around me. But what I love about swords is I feel like we have the ability to drop them when we want. It's not about asking the universe, when can I drop this sword? Sweetie, you can drop that sword anytime you want. Anytime you want. You've been carrying it around thinking it's your protection. We tried to tell you. It's not your protection. It is what holds you back. It is the hangman. And that's okay. But you don't need to call to us to help you drop those swords. You can drop them anytime you want. Anytime you want. And hello, we have the Hermit. So maybe this is talking about, sometimes I feel like I come to the Hermit stage because I have walked through the dark night of the soul. And I need clarity, right? I need to find out what this journey was about. The Hermit, I'm not afraid of asking the big questions in there, right? I am seeking advice. I am seeking clarity. From spirit, from source, and from within myself. what I find when I'm in the hermit mode is many times I figure out how strong I really am. Because if I'm reflecting upon something, I'm doing it without judgment within the hermit. I just want to see the reality of it. So I kind of love that. And I do have Virgo and Gemini, Libra, Aquarius standing side by side also. So I guess the bottom line here is it depends what swords we're willing to drop and what swords we're not. This is not about a must, right? We do have destiny here, but that means it's open to you. It's open to you. It's open to you. The potential is here, though, guys. The potential is, it's here. Yeah, I mean, it just feels very clear to me, though I can say it does feel a little night and day-ish. Literally, I feel like if I reflect back, I can see that we were both in that dark energy. And I am not the same person, right? I am not that same person. I have so much more light in me. Well, chances are they do too, okay? Because we all go through transformations, all of us. All of us. All of us. Whether we like it or not. But that's as far as I can take it, right? I feel like with the sun out here, though, if this is a decision I choose to go forward in, and, you know, again, you do it any way you want. You may come back together in the chemistry and the energy just pulls you right in 100%. Or you're going to make the choice to take it slow so that you can drop your armor, but you may have to drop it sword by sword. I may not be willing to drop all the swords, but I will drop one by one. You know, kind of like, I'm going to test you. I'm going to see. I'm going to see if I can still trust you. I'm going to see if you lose your temper. I want to see if you're still drinking a lot. Right? I'm going to take it slow. I'm not saying no, but as we, as we enter each part, I'm willing to drop one sword. At least this is what I'm hoping to do. That some of you will be able to drop all the swords right away. You do whatever feels right to you, but I feel like this is somewhat, I feel like the universe is saying, get on with your journey. Like, keep moving forward, keep having experiences. Not all experiences are good, but you see in the long run why, what good they can bring, right? So they don't feel good. But this is about having those experiences, allowing them to happen, knowing the larger picture, and feeling your spirituality within all of it. And guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. Because, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I can take it any further. I feel like it just comes down to you now. Whoop. Well, all I can say here is this is about the journey. This is about a journey that I feel, it's like coming to the crossroads. Some of you, you're just about to come to that crossroads and making a conscious choice from there. It's saying, don't forget to add in the spiritual aspects of your journey to help you going forward. And whatever I choose, I can't say whatever I choose, but if I look at this as an outcome over here, I have the wheel that is fueled by the Ace of Wands, which is fueled by the sun. So I don't know how this could be a bad journey moving forward. Whatever it entails, maybe it's just talking about for all of us, the energy that's opening up, right? The world is energy is opening up. opportunity is opening up, a chance to change our lives in however we see fit. But it's about this, a spiritual connection with this earthly form. But I mean, even if I look at this, the next chapter, right? The Ace of Wands, it tells me this is going to be passion. It's going to be a passionate journey. The Sun. This is the time when I feel good. I am going to feel good. There's just joy and happiness in it. So no matter where we start, this is showing us the potential of an outcome. The potential of the outcome. And I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys so much. Again, just thank you for everything you do for me and just being part of my family. I have been blessed with you, and I love you. I will see you guys soon. Have a wonderful 2020. 2020, don't forget, it's a 4-year. You should look it up if you can. It's a 4-year.